Up, man. Alright, guys. So, this is a... wait. I think that was the same replay I just reviewed earlier. Hold on. What is it? I think it's this one. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Pretty sure this is right. Yes, this is the correct replay. So I'm gonna speed it up from the beginning. See that? That was pretty funny. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, it is. Definitely good material. Let's go back. Let's watch that slowly, slow motion. Okay, so we're gonna analyze this replay. Of my friend playing. Basically, I'm just gonna judge what he could have done better, what he should have done, and all these things. I won't really go in depth, but I try my best, to give him some advice and help him out. Let's see what we're gonna go for here. Okay, so he's going 14 hatch, which is pretty good. Pretty standard. Anyways, another thing is that he is scouting in the right direction, so he's gonna see this eventually. For 14 hatch, and then he's gonna go for a spawning pool. Okay, spawning pool. Yeah. Okay, cool. He's not taking any gas yet. He should be. There you go. There's a gas. So this tells me he's gonna get speed fairly quick in the early game, and he is gonna see this. He's gonna scout. He's gonna see 2 barracks, marine. And I'm not sure if he actually sees that. So he actually sees something here, but I don't know if he knows it's a command center or not. So let's say that if he does know, that means he's not gonna be pressured anytime soon. So he can drone out freely. He doesn't have to make zerglings against this kind of play because the Terran is expanding. Another thing is that wow, he has not a lot of drone there. Oh, he transferred them. Okay. So at this point in the game, he's making queens, and okay, let's stop here. He has 6 zerglings, right? But as you can see, the Terran is expanding. So I suppose that he didn't see that, but if he did see it, that means those 6 zerglings are useless early game at this point. I would honestly just got a spine caller and just droned up like mad crazy, but. Yeah, so these are useless early game for now, but they can be used, for scouting purposes. Like he could put the lings at each of these Zelda towers, and yeah. So he's gonna send his lings out. That's not important right now. He's injecting. He spread his creep, and he should be spreading his creep here. Connect both of these bases for easier defense. Okay. So let me explain something about the Zelda towers. The reason why you want to have all 4 is so that you can see if there's any drops coming from here, right? Or here, or anything like that. Anything fishy that's going to go on, like if he's going to drop you, or he's going to have like some sort of counterattack, or if he's expanding. That's why you want the Zelda towers as a Zerg, because you have map mobility. Another thing is that he's spawning fairly quickly. Also, what I would have done is get like 4 zerglings, or the 5 zerglings here. Start working on the rocks to get my 3rd expansion out, because the Terran is expanding, and you see he's teching out while he's expanding too. So at this point, yeah, I'm going to be joining up. He's getting a willingness to be safe in case any push comes, so that's pretty smart. But yet again, if we look at his camera, he does not see much except for this expansion, so you still see it. He's not working on the rocks just yet, but he should be working down on the rocks. Another thing is that this overlord should be up here a bit more, so you can see how many gases he has up, or if he's building anything like upgrades, and it tells you that you have to upgrade, right? So these little things help the Zerg player that you want to improve on. Especially connecting these two creep. I mean these two bases. So he just gained up gas. This means that he's gonna go for mutalist, but he's not taking up to lair just yet. I mean, you should be taking to lair while you get all gases, and you constantly want to be joining up. And then, see, at this point, since he doesn't know what I'm doing, he's getting 2 spine callers because he doesn't feel safe, and he's making a bit more lings. But he has 6 lings. Okay, he has 4 lings here. He should be putting those lings up here and trying to see what I have. What's my army composition of, or how many bunkers I have up, and stuff like that, right? So, right here, I think he did kind of poke in, so, wait, actually, no, that's the same thing. So, he's gonna lose his overlord to my Viking, and now he's finally working the rocks, which he could have done a bit earlier. He should be, these gases are pretty useless at this point, considering the fact that he's 4 behind drones. You do not want to be behind drones against a Terran. So he has to be constantly droning up, just drone, because there's no early push out just yet. And he has 4 buildings here. I'm not sure why. Yeah, not sure why. And he should be trying to connect this creep tumor over here, and now he should be getting his 3rd expansion. And to me, that's a fairly late 3rd expansion. He's gonna see the Vikings standing around for overlords. But you see, his base is not really that saturated. That's because I'm not sure what he was doing, but he shouldn't have been joining up constantly. But now he's falling ahead of the Terran. No, not really. The Terran has mules, so never mind. So he's taking his 3rd expansion, which is pretty late, I would say, because now he's gonna be in bad shape economically, because the Terran's probably be taking his 3rd by now. But we don't know that because we have no vision of what he's doing. That is why it's essential to having Zerglings here, have a Zergling here, and maybe a Zergling over here as well, to see if anything is happening. His lair is really late. It's at the 10-minute mark. You usually want to get your lair around the 7-10 mark of the game, if you have game time on. And these overlords have to be spread out a bit more, like around the map. So he's making he's getting upgrades, so that's pretty good. He's using his gas because he has a lot of gas, and I think that if he would have gotten the ideal timing for mutalist is around 10 minutes. But his lair is up now, so he should be getting his fire down. And this is a reoccurring theme here. He always gets a spine collar at his main base in his hatchery. So I'm not sure what that's about, but that's fine. And he makes tons of lings. I'm not sure why you're making tons of lings, but you should just be joining up. Because as you can see, at the 11:31 minute mark, 11:31, right? We see that you're getting his fire, you're getting 2 upgrades, right? And you gain burrow. Don't worry about what the Terran's doing. This is more about his play than what the Terran's doing. The Terran is just playing. It's 1v1, guys. So you want to be transferring drones here, of course, but I just paused the game. Okay, so what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. So he's gonna see a drop here, so he's basically prepared for the drop. But I was saying that you don't need this much Zerglings that late because considering that you're behind, but you don't know that you're behind, but considering that this base is not saturated and this base is not saturated as well, you're behind. Actually no, that's wrong. I don't know, I don't give a shit. Sorry. So, I don't give a shit about what I'm saying right now. I'm totally clueless. I got finals. Anyways, yeah. The thing is that, because I'm not pushing out or anything, right? So, you don't need that many Zerglings to make. You make 54 Zerglings for possibly nothing at this point in the game. They could have been drones, more drones. You would pretty much pass out. You probably have like, right now it's like, if you're the Zerg and you're not, getting pressure or anything, you should have 70 drones on 3 bases. But anyways, now he's gonna be, he should be setting wings there. He should be setting all his wings. And then nice round, and then the Terran does lose 2 Marines, so that's pretty okay. And then he should be paying attention to the minimap. Alright. He has 4 idle Banelings, which I'm not sure. But I guess like if they were burrowed, if you had burrowed banelings, you just put on top here, and when the Terran passed by, boom, explode it. But now these drops are getting pretty damn annoying. Even though I'm getting annoyed by it. But now you should be saturating the space. You should have the screen targeting the medevac. Like again, he doesn't know what I'm doing. It's totally blind. But he does know that I have a starport out, right? And he does know I have marines, so that's a good thing. Let's see. At this point, he should be getting mealess, and this spire is incredibly late. That's fine. He does have a lot of money, so he is saving up for mealess, and this late game mealess is pretty good. If you've seen I'm Low Syria, I can't pronounce the name, Low Syria. This play is pretty damn good as a Zerg. He just like masses up an army and then gets late mealess late game. Not late game, like mid-late game. I'm so weird. Okay, so this Viking, he sees the Viking. He can't really kill it because he's not mealess yet. But as you can see that he is behind in work count. He's not joining up anymore. This is where he's just gonna keep massing his army. And as you can see from the top, he is actually way behind in supplies right now. So right here, you should be droning and just defending as much as possible. Getting upgrades, getting your +2 and getting +1 upgrades. And you are making mirrorless, and you need to be constantly making drones at this point. There you go. You answered my question. Alright, you answered my advice or tip. And here comes the overseer. So yeah, this is another theme that we saw from your first game, is that you would scout late with an overseer. You're gonna see the second base is up. It has actually been up for a while. You can see the mineral line, and then he is getting harassed at the same time. So I mean, he can't divert his attention to the Terran base. So you're gonna see upgrades. You're gonna see a lot of barracks. You're gonna see tanks pumping out. So he has the ideal metagame Terran right here. He has the standard play. But these harassments are everywhere, and I totally can't even keep up with myself, which is pretty sad. So he should be joining up, back to the game upgrades, and at this point, it's just making drones. I mean, that's all you can do because you're behind at this point. Don't worry about making an army, just drone. That's what you want to master, because if you hold off this big push, right, you just want to drone, or you can kill him, like, because you know you can win. So finally, he's gonna see that all my tanks. He's gonna see all the marines. So this is pretty good, but it's late game scouting, which you have to incorporate more of that scouting into early game, into mid-late game, because you want to know what they're doing at all times. See these overlords here, about 9 overlords that's not doing anything at all. Should be spread out around the map. Here, over here, so they can detect drops, and on top of that, you should be having all 4 Zanaga towers to see if he's gonna, like, let's say right here, let's say you have a dropship, and he's gonna go around here, right, and stuff like that. You want to have the Zanaga towers open, occupied, and you want to take your gas as well. So far, this play is good. It's still good. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're droning and you're making an army. You're not getting any upgrades though. So, what's your upgrade? Okay. So you should have like 1 ling, and here comes another drop. You always have like some lings over here or something to scout if he's pushing out. And you are gonna take out that drop. So that's pretty good. You have so much gas though, so at this point you can be teching up or you can be expanding. Of course you have to expand, like as Zerg you always want to out-expand your opponent. You maybe even get a macro hatch right here. Macro hatch is more units to make out of in your base though, the in-base hatch. Yeah, mutilus, that's good. That's good. These mutilus should be harassing though, but considering there's 3 turrets here and probably a bunch of marines waiting. A lot of turrets here because you have a chain thing out. Here comes another drop. Basically, he's being really defensive right now because he really can't move out. But you're a mobile army. You have a really mobile army that you could move around the map and stuff like that. So he's gonna see this. Looks like he targets it. So he is paying attention to his minimap. That's good. But he doesn't have all the Naga towers, which I stress out a lot about his play. It's not scouting enough. He should be spreading this creep more aggressively. But I mean, at this point, he's so much pressured that he can't actually do all these things. So this kind of shows that your mechanics need a bit more work and your crisis management. And at this point, wherever he tries to attack, there's no possible way that he could harass me now, because I'm playing so defensive at this point. So and he's constantly still making zerglings. That's one thing I would like to criticize, is that I'm just gonna pause here. If you see that the Terran is not moving out and he's just harassing, what you can do is constantly make more drones and take more expansions. Because as long as you don't see the push, you're perfectly fine at this point in the game. Like, these harassments are not meant to kill you, they're meant to torture you to death, basically. And you can have like 1 or 2 lings over here and over here. And when you see him start to push out, that's when you want to make 54 zerglings. And once you make those 54 zerglings and you are able to prolong the push, like, basically you want to make time for your larvae that's creating an army. So you want to send like a group of zerglings around. Right? Let's say like he sieges up right here. Right? Let's just pretend. Basically you can go around the other ramp and attack his base, or counterattack him, and try to inflict as much damage as possible with that counterattack. And right here, he's going to stop the drop. And yeah, the gun is finally finished. So he has an army advantage at this point. So his army is considered of Ling, Bane, and Mutas, which is totally fine, because that's the metagame. But he's not getting any upgrades, so this means that he could be totally behind. So from my point of view, if I do see this kind of army, this tells me that, alright, 1 or 2 things. He doesn't have a really great economy, and I should have more SCVs than him. Another thing is that, holy crap, I'm lagging because so much Banes. And now he's finally gonna get aggressive now at 20 minutes in the game. So this is good. That means he's finally so comfortable that he has enough to push out, because he is almost maxed out. And the scanner is gonna see his army. So at this point, this is where a big blunder comes to action. His stuff get out of position, and he's gonna get nowhere. Ouch. And that's mostly tanks that lost. So at that point, you want to pay attention to your army. You have to be careful when you're passing a turn to base at this point, because tanks will be placed up here. And now he's going to be in a desperate situation to trying to defend his base at this point, because he's getting harassed while he pushed out, and he doesn't have anything to defend, such as speedlings, right, or banelings against these drops. And of course, that we still see from the same reoccurring theme that he's still stuck on 3 bases. This kind of play tells me that he doesn't feel safe at all in expanding, so he wants to defend what's near to him. So now he finally sees the push. This is when you want to start making an army. And all these overlords, you know, at this point they should be scouting everywhere. But you see, it's so dark. It's just, you know, it's just dark and green. So he doesn't have really a strong army. And like, if you see a turn pushing out, you want to send 1 lane to see where he's pushing. But he's gonna see that I'm pushing over here. I'll be sieging up. And he should be boxing over the door like this. That's perfect. So he crushed the push. Alright, so this is good. This means that this is somewhat good. This means that once he crushed the army, he can go harass instead of being defensive all the time. He could try to harass, so he's gonna send his army out. And this is the time to take an expansion and all that good jazz. But he's not gonna do it because he has no economy. See, that's a bit late now, because the turn is probably like on 5 bases or 4. Yeah, four bases. So he doesn't know that, but he imagines that he's on 3, but he should be scouting everywhere around the map to see that he is expanding. So you're making more mulas, cool. You want to get drones up, and then you're gonna try to attack this third base. That's good. Yeah, okay. You see that corruptor. I'm not sure why. So this is pretty good at first. He's gonna go around to the second base, I think. And his mulas are gonna get. Oh no. Okay, yeah, that's not good. But he's gonna attack to over here. He's gonna see these mulas, so that's a good thing. He kills a group of Marines, 3 Marines. And so that's pretty good. He's making 16 mulas. But he's not expanding, so at this point he's gonna run dry from his mineral line. So this is not that great for him. It's pretty bad. And here comes another drop. And his zerglings are going the wrong way. Oh god. And there's more drops over here. By this point you should be joining up. Like, even though if you're gonna lose, what you want to do, like, okay, what could I have done better next game? And I could drone more, a bit more. This is what you want to look for when you lose a game, or if you win a game, you want to see what your opponent did wrong that could have made him possibly win. You just put a creep tumor here, and spread your creep out. So it's pretty much the same advice as last game, Mark. You want to spread your overlords out. You want to spread your creep aggressively, and there comes another drop. I mean, another push, a really big push. Holy crap, big push. So he's gonna lose his third base, so that means the third base is pretty much done. He is making moves, but then making baileys, but those are bad decisions to be making. So at this point, the game is lost, but there's really nothing that he could do at this point. And his mulas are way out of position, but he has a lot of mulas still. And at this point, it's game. Gonna be a big drop here. But pretty much you can't really make anything because he has no more larvae. And I think that would be game.